Don't doubt our love. What could drive Hyun Bin, usually calm and private, to raise his voice in public? What truth was so powerful that he felt the need to shout it to the world? In a stunning and emotionally charged moment, the beloved actor finally broke his silence on the rumors surrounding his marriage, and his words left the nation reeling. Let's dive into this dramatic revelation together, right here on Hidden Korea. The grand ballroom of the Grand Walker Hill Seoul Hotel was dripping with elegance that night. Velvet drapes framed towering windows, and golden chandeliers cast a soft glow over a crowd of South Korea's most powerful names in film, fashion, and entertainment. It was supposed to be just another glamorous night at the 2025 Seoul Film Gala, a celebration of artistry and stardom. But nobody could have predicted that the most unforgettable moment wouldn't be an award, a performance, or a dress. It would be a man's voice cracking from love, pain, and fury, cutting through the carefully curated atmosphere like a blade. That man was Hyun Bin, and what he said next would change everything. Near the end of the ceremony, just after the award for Best Director had been handed out, Hyun Bin unexpectedly stepped onto the stage. He wasn't scheduled to present. Whispers rippled through the audience. Some thought it was a surprise tribute. Others assumed it was an impromptu thank you speech. Instead, he stood silently for a long, heart-pounding moment, staring into the crowd. Then came the words that would echo across headlines worldwide. "Stop questioning my marriage. Don't doubt our love." Gasps erupted. A few cameras dropped. Even the orchestra, prepared to cue the next musical interlude, missed their cue. No one had seen this coming. Not from Hyun Bin, the famously private and composed superstar. Not at a formal gala. Not in a room full of journalists. And certainly not with Sun Ye-jin, his wife, sitting just meters away, frozen in her chair, her eyes suddenly glistening. The fairy tale romance of Hyun Bin and Sun Ye-jin had captured global hearts since their on-screen chemistry and crash landing on You blossomed into real-life love. When they announced their marriage in 2022, fans cheered. When they welcomed their first child in 2023, the nation celebrated. But the honeymoon phase, as it turns out, had a bitter aftertaste. Over the past year, tabloid vultures circled grainy photos of the couple walking separately in airports, misinterpreted expressions during public events, the now infamous clip where Sun Ye-jin politely declined a question about family planning. Suddenly, the internet was ablaze with one word: trouble. From whispers of Cold War in the household to wild claims that their union was strategic branding, the rumors multiplied like wildfire. Fans became critics. Critics became aggressors. Every silence was seen as proof. Every smile that didn't reach their eyes was weaponized. Hyun Bin? He stayed quiet. Until now. "I am not a product." Hyun Bin's voice on stage was calm at first, but there was steel beneath it. "For years, I've played characters. I've sold dreams, emotions, fantasies. But this," he gestured towards Sun Ye-jin, "this is not fiction. This is the most honest thing in my life. Think you can tell me when to smile? When to love? You think you can reduce my wife to a headline? To a prop in your drama?" His voice began to tremble. With fear, but with fury. "I'm an actor, yes. But I am not a product. And neither is she. Our marriage isn't a concept. It's a choice. A commitment." Cameras caught Sun Ye-jin silently mouthing something through tears. "Stop, you'll regret this." But he didn't stop. He doubled down. Cried behind closed doors. "We've argued. Almost walked away. But love brought us back. Not PR, not management, not Netflix." By now, people in the audience were openly weeping. A few clapped in awkward spurts. Security looked confused. "So I'm saying this once, loud enough so no one can twist it: don't doubt our love." Then, without another word, Hyun Bin stepped down and walked off stage. Not backstage, straight down the aisle towards Sun Ye-jin. Cameras clicked wildly. Attendees stood. She rose slowly, hesitating, then he took her hand. And they left. Within hours, news outlets were in a frenzy. But nothing could have prepared fans for the bombshell the next day. Sun Ye-jin's agency released a joint statement with Hyun Bin's management, and it confirmed what many had only dared to speculate. Yes, The couple faced a serious relationship challenge earlier this year. A brief separation did occur. Explained that the separation wasn't due to betrayal or a scandal, but exhaustion, public pressure, and the suffocating weight of unrealistic expectations. For 3 months, the couple lived apart, trying to rediscover themselves outside of cameras, labels, and scripted affection. But it wasn't the end. It was a reset. They found their way back, not because of public demand, but because of real love. The couple's emotional distance wasn't just personal, it was public. For nearly a year, fans had dissected everything they did, how often they were seen together, how many times they mentioned each other. Their eyes lit up during interviews. "We weren't allowed to just be," Hyun Bin later admitted in a private interview with Hidden Korea. "It felt like we were performing even when we were trying to live." What began as love had started to feel like a stage. Every smile had to be full. Every step had to match. Every silence was filled in by the public with fiction. And yet, it wasn't the cruelty of strangers that hurt most. It was the expectation from the people who claimed to support them. "You think pressure only comes from hate," Son Ye-jin said softly. "But sometimes it comes from love that becomes possession." That was the wound they carried when they came to the Seoul Film Gala. The wound no one could see beneath their designer clothes and poised expressions. Until Hyun Bin spoke, the world finally saw. After the storm, industry reaction and quiet triumph. In the days following the speech, reactions rippled across Korea's entertainment industry. Some praised Hyun Bin for his raw honesty. Others whispered that it was unprofessional or reckless. One thing was certain, he had broken the rules. Celebs have long been taught to keep their personal lives guarded, to smile through pain, deny everything, and never let the audience see their wounds. But Hyun Bin shattered that facade. He did what most actors are never allowed to do. He spoke the truth, and fans responded with overwhelming support. Online forums, once filled with toxic rumors, were flooded with apology threads. Trending hashtags like #RespectHyunBin and #LoveIsNotScripted dominated social media. For the first time, one fan wrote, "Feel like people, not gods." Even fellow actors subtly showed their support. Park Seo-joon posted a photo of a heart and a caption, "True love is louder than fiction." Tae-ri posted Son Ye-jin's handwritten letter with the single comment, "Strength, grace, fire." A promise renewed, but on their terms. Last weekend, Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin appeared again, this time not on a red carpet, but at a quiet press conference for a charity initiative they co-founded years ago. No drama. No declarations. Matching white shirts, clasped hands. Soft smiles that reached their eyes. And when a reporter cautiously asked, "How are things between you now?" Hyun Bin looked at his wife and answered, "Better than before. Because now, chosen each other twice." Son Ye-jin nodded, adding with quiet strength, "This time, it's not for the cameras." The legacy of a moment. In a world obsessed with image and performance, the Seoul Film Gala will go down not as a night of awards, but as the night when one man refused to act, and chose instead to speak. Hyun Bin's voice cracked, his hands trembled. He exposed his scars. And in doing so, he gave others permission to believe in something messy, flawed, and beautifully real. The love story of Hyun Bin and Son Ye-jin is no longer the fantasy we saw on screen. It's more fragile, human, more powerful. Because now we know, they bled for it, they fought for it. Against all odds, they